Hey guys, I'm sitting here getting ready to record another amazing episode of the 5 Dirty Bikers podcast with my fellow 5 Dirty Bikers. I know you guys can't wait to hear this episode. It's going to be incredible. But then you listen every Monday morning when we drop a new episode, right? If you don't, head over to 5dirtybikers.com and check us out. As I was sitting down here getting ready to record tonight, I started thinking about, that experience I had, and I'm sure you've had if you own a Harley-Davidson, where you bought this new bike, you were told your bike had an alarm system on it. So in your mind, you thought, wow, this is really cool, built-in alarm system. Someone jacks with my bike. It's going to do all kinds of crap to draw attention and help protect my bike. Yeah. And then you got the bike home, you took possession of it, and you realized all that alarm system does is go blinky blinky with the lights. That kind of pissed me off. I don't know if it pissed you off or not. So there's one thing missing on your alarm system, your security system, and that's an audible alarm, which is why after we record this amazing episode of the 5 Dirty Bikers podcast tonight, I'm going to be going downstairs and installing the security system Siren II on my 2021 Road Glide Special. This is the box that makes all the noise when someone jacks with your bike. So I'm going to show you how to install this. But the other thing this box does, when you turn your bike on or off, it makes a chirp sound. Sometimes a chirp sound. The chirp sound is annoying as hell. I know I don't like it. A lot of you probably don't like it. So once we get this thing installed, I'm also going to show you how to turn off that chirpy so that it just doesn't make any noise at all when you turn your bike on or off. And I don't know, I just don't like, first off, I don't like the chirp, and second, I'm like, if I'm going somewhere and I'm parking, I don't necessarily want people to hear that I've got an alarm system. I know that could be a deterrent, but it may just piss them off. They might throw something on the bike and scratch the paint. So I don't know. So anyway, I got to get online and hook up with my buddies over at the 5 Dirty Bikers podcast so we can record this episode. Then I'll see you guys down in the garage, and we're going to get to installing this and turning off the chirpy. Let's get into the video today. This is the Security System Smart Siren II. This is what comes in the box. You get the instructions, which you no longer need because you're going to have this video to refer to. We have the siren, and then we have Velcro, and we'll get into what the Velcro is for when we do the actual installation. A couple of things about this siren. This is the Siren II. There's an antenna up top that is compatible with the Smart Security II pager that you can get to add to your security system. So with this antenna, it'll send a signal then to the pager if anybody's jacking your bike. Now, here's the thing. I haven't used a pager since back in the day, when I left the thug life. So I'm not going to use that feature, although I'm still going to put this antenna in place. The other thing to know about this siren is that it runs off its own internal battery. So if the battery on the bike runs dead, this will still activate and make a noise. The battery that's internal on the siren is actually user replaceable, so you can replace that yourself if it goes dead. So with that said, we don't need any tools to install this siren. So let's head over to the bike, and then we're going to do this really quick, simple install. And then hang around after the install, and I'm going to show you how to turn off the chirpy. Make sure you have your key fob with you or it's on the bike. First things we want to do before we start the installation is remove the saddlebag and the side cover from the clutch side of the bike. That'll expose this area. The next thing we want to do is to remove the main power fuse, and the process for doing that is to turn your control switch to ignition. Let that go through that process. Then with that still in the on or ignition position, we just want to pull the main fuse. Now we've cut the power. Before you go any further, go ahead and turn the switch back off. Always want to make sure that the switch is turned to the off position before you reinsert the main fuse. Now with that done, what you want to do is locate this cable right here. This is actually just plugged into a dummy, it's like a holder, right? So we're going to pull up on that tab to release it. This is the cable that we will plug into the siren unit. Then the unit itself is going to slide right into this slot here that's on the bike. Now, in my case, again, God, you know, I never have great luck when it comes to cables and stuff. This should slide right in, but I have this cable, I'm not even sure what that is actually blocking part of that cavity. So I can't slide this in. I'm gonna have to remove this cable. All right, there's a tab that's right there. If you press into that tab, that should release this cable. So that's going to come out. Now this cavity is open and accessible. So we're going to take the siren and then we're going to plug the interface cable into the siren. And then we should just be able to slide this straight into the slot. It's going to be a tight fit, I'm sure. Not too tight. When you slide this in, make sure the sound puck is up. That's what I'm doing anyway. It's interesting that the instructions say to make sure the sound puck, this little round piece here, is on the outside. I don't know what that means. I'm going to stick it upward position. And then we're just going to slide this all the way in. As far as it will go. So that's in there. So with the seat off, what we want to do is run the antenna along this part of the frame. And we're going to hold it in place with that Velcro that they provided with the kit. And the first thing is I'm going to take a little alcohol swab and clean off that part of the frame. And then we'll let that dry. Once that's dry, we're going to take the Velcro that they provided out of the package, and then we're going to peel off the backing. We're going to place that along the length of the frame here. Okay, then with that on, peel off the top layer of that. And we want to grab the antenna wire, and I'm going to run the antenna wire up around the caddy there. Actually, you want to have the end of the antenna out that point. Okay. So you don't want this piece of the antenna touching the end piece touching the frame. Just want that kind of right there on the edge, and then we're going to cover this up with the top piece and run this antenna the length of that frame. And we can kind of tuck the excess cable up around here, out of the way. So that's that. So the antenna's there, the unit's plugged in. It's in the caddy. That's in as far as I can push it. It's still sticking out a little bit. So I'm going to have to work this cable back in place. Okay, now that's back in place. And let me get my little pigtail back where I had it. Okay, so the alarm siren is installed. And at this point, we can go ahead and reinstall the main fuse. Again, make sure that the ignition switch is in the off position before you plug this in. Then we're just going to snap this back into place. Chirp, chirp. Did you hear it? That's the noise from the siren. So it's working. And then we're going to test this real quick. I'm going to turn the ignition to the on position. So that single chirp means that the alarm is off. And then when you turn the ignition to the off position, there's 2 chirps, which means that the alarm system is armed. So I took the fob, put it in the house. We're going to turn this on real quick and see if the siren goes off.
Oh shit, it works.
So to turn the chirp off, make sure you have your key fob with you. It's not going to work unless you have it with you. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through a sequence on the ignition switch here. We're going to watch for the alarm light, which is the red light when it goes solid. All right, so it's that red blinking light's what you're going to watch. So we're going to cycle through this, I think 3 times to turn the chirp off. And just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to power this on. So you hear the chirp, and then we power it off and it's going to chirp twice. Okay, so now we're going to start the sequence. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this on, we're going to count to 2, we're going to turn it off, watch for the red light that will be solid red to go off. As soon as the red light goes off, we're going to turn it back on, count to 2, then turn it back off, watch for the red light. We're going to do that 3 times, and that's going to turn off the chirp. So here we go. 1001, 1002. Turn it off, wait for that light to go off. 1001, 1002. 1001, 1002. Okay, so the lights just blinked to show that the alarm was active, but it did not chirp. Just to prove to you that worked, we're going to turn it on. No chirp. We're going to turn it back off. Watch for the lights to blink. There they go, they blinked. No chirp. So the chirp is off. Now, in order to turn the chirp back on, you do the exact same sequence again. So it's going to be 3 times again to turn it back on. So turn it on, 1001, 1002, turn it off, wait for that red light to go off, 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002. Oh, did you hear it? So the chirp was on, and now it's going to chirp twice. There we go. I'm not a genius, guys. This is actually in that manual they give you with the bike. Not the service manual you got to pay an arm and a leg for, but just that little basic manual. It's in the section on the alarm system. This will not be the process on the CVOs. If, to do it on the CVO, well, shit, you had enough money to buy a CVO, you pay somebody to go look it up for you. It's just not with this switch. So that's it, guys. Hope this was helpful. Again, please hit the thumbs up if you liked the video. Hell, hit the thumbs up if you didn't like the video. Just hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to button everything back up, put the seat on, the side cover, the saddlebag, and I think we're going to go riding tomorrow. See you guys on the road. Peace.